This video is not going to be very long. I found that the shorter they are, the easier it is for somebody to understand a concept and actually to start applying it. So I was actually watching Avatar 2 the other night, and I was like, this would be the perfect approach to take when you're looking at those enchanting kind of sea scenes. Even though he did not do that, whoever did the music, this would be a cool approach. And let's just go ahead and get right to it. So this is an opening. Lydian. So what did I do different besides Lydian 1 and 2? I didn't think in that kind of approach. I have this static E flat, I can only arpeggiate it, but with this texture of parallel chords over the top of this that might even clash with it. Texture on texture. So we have this upper half. So thinking in terms of texture on texture, I'm not thinking in terms of upper extensions, I'm thinking in terms of parallel chords, texture over another texture. So later on in my same piece of music, the theme reappears in 6/8, right here. So that's where it ends. So I'll go ahead and stop it here. What I was thinking is reintroducing that theme in the same piece, but in a different time signature. Same still static E flat feel in the bottom, same hint of just the upper part of that original melody, but the in-between voices are playing more pan-diatonic like, and I can't do it all at once, but we kind of got a really basic version of this. But there's a lot of other lines that are actually clashing with these same notes. You'll be amazed at how much you could get away with and it then modulates to G Lydian. But you'll be amazed how much of dissonance you can get away with if you space it out right for one, and using kind of pan-diatonic kind of thinking with even with Lydian, like the ending when the cellos end on their last note, the B flat. I wasn't concerned that the violins immediately took over, but they went from that B flat to the Lydian note while that the cellos were still sustaining that B flat. So this is thinking more in terms of pan-diatonic. You're not thinking about fitting the harmony so much anymore. Any kind of line goes. So when these clashing things happen, that actually makes it more enchanting. And I'll just play back that actual tidbit that I was referring to right here. So there's two things to take away from this. You can use Lydian as like a texture on texture. Lower end plays just a static, your static Lydian root chord, basic triad. While the upper voices, especially if you space them out really far like that, you can get away with a lot of chords that would actually be very dissonant against the root chord if they were playing in close proximity. The other aspect is using the pan-diatonic thinking as well over static chords, and which literally means there's movement in certain voices, but you're not overly concerned about fitting the static harmony, and you're not overly concerned about the clashes like we showed in that end little spot right there. Like where I showed you where the cellos were sustaining a note, where the violin started to clash against it. Don't be afraid of clashing things, even when you're trying to write music that is supposed to be beautiful. Clashing actually sometimes helps it be more, in my opinion, become more beautiful. These are techniques to try besides reliance on just Lydian 1, 2 and some kind of pedal point. There's all kinds of ways you can approach scales, so you could get a very enchanting sound when you do methods like this.